A really big complaint with modern zombies is that it just doesn't feel like zombies much anymore. It's missing that soul, that character, the vibes of zombies just isn't there with modern zombies. And this is most obvious with game modes like Modern Warfare Zombies or Outbreak, but it still continues even into Cold War. It just doesn't have its own character anymore. And even with Black Ops 6, I mean, it's not out yet, and we do see them going in the right direction with some things, but other things, there's still those same problems. But what if I told you there is an example of modern zombies actually pinning the character of zombies down perfectly, making it feel like the zombies game mode? And what if I told you that game was Vanguard Zombies? And I know a lot of you guys just vomited in your mouth. I did too a little bit, but maybe you could rinse it out by liking and subscribing this video. Not sure how that's actually going to help, but hey, do it anyways. But with that said, let's talk about how Vanguard actually captured the vibe of zombies really well and how Black Ops 6 should be taking notes. So a funny thing that happened before the launch of Vanguard Zombies, like when the first trailer and intro came out, Mr. Dalek JD made a claim that got him made fun of a lot. And what he said was,
"This might actually be better than Cold War Zombies."
Now we all know why that's funny and why that just definitely wasn't the case, because the gameplay of Vanguard Zombies was atrocious and had lacking basic features like a Pack-a-Punch camo on launch, no Easter eggs or anything like that. We all know about the gameplay problems, but there was a little truth to what Mr. Dalek was saying, because if you watch that first intro and you look at the maps that this game was taking place on, it really did capture the old school zombies vibe. I mean, just think about the intro we got. We have this Nazi dude who's trying to start a Fourth Reich with an undead army. I mean, does it get more zombies than that? That's literally how the OG story started, and it was happening here again. To me, that's so cool. But my favorite part about this is that it wasn't exactly the same as the OG story. Instead of being scientists part group 9 through 5, this was a guy looking for these ancient artifacts that were tied to different locations around the world. Ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, and many other ones. But he found the one from ancient Egypt, and it was tied to this dark ether entity called Cortifex, and he had the power to raise this undead army. And I mean, look at the undead army. I mean, zombies with red eyes is already cool enough, but then you look at their foreheads, they have the Cortifex symbol on them. Like, that just seems really, really cool to me. And it's not just that. If you look at even in game, you look at the perks that you got in the game, as bad as the system was, they were really cool. You drank them through gauntlets, right? That was really cool. They had this new system called Covenants that you went to this machine, I guess. It's not really a machine. It's just a creepy looking thing, looking creepy as hell and really cool, fitting the zombies vibe. And then even there's the field upgrades, something that in all the other modern zombies game modes just looked like a weird looking gun, but in this game they were those same artifacts that were tied to these dark ether entities. That's how you get a feature and make it feel zombies, by doing that. You don't just make it look basic and stupid, make it look like zombies. One of the artifacts is a sword from ancient Greece, another one a creepy skull looking thing from ancient Mexico, I believe, and of course a lot of other ones. Like, that's how you do it. That's how you make it feel zombies. And even if you look at the things they reuse, and this is actually a big thing I made a video on just recently that I'll link on screen now, and I recommend you guys check out after watching this one. But when they did reuse content from another game mode, whether it be a location or whatever, they actually zombified it. They made it feel like zombies. A perfect example of this is a base for Duran Fong. This was literally a multiplayer map, but it feels nothing like that same multiplayer map. Instead, it's during an eclipse. You look out in the distance, there's this red glow letting you know that Cortifex trapped you there. The doors around the map are these creepy looking sticks with skulls all over them. You look around the map, you see dead body skulls, these weird crystal things coming from the ground. The map is on fire in certain locations. The lighting is different. It all has a creepier vibe to it. That's how you reuse content in zombies. If you're going to reuse it, make it zombified, and they did that to the best possible way that they could with this game. And it's not just that. Another great example is if you look at one of the mini bosses. I mean, technically it's just a juggernaut from multiplayer, but if you look at him, He's zombified. He has a big old Cordyceps symbol on his chest, looking zombified, dead, and destroyed. If you are going to reuse something, that's how you do it. And there's multiple other examples. You can look at how they reused the riot shield, made it into a wonder weapon inside a future map. Or if you look at different locations, like the farm area from campaign, they made it zombified. There's so many different examples of them reusing content and actually zombifying them, which is crazy to say because it's hard for me to give Vanguard any credit, but this is one thing that they actually did right, which is crazy to see. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to defend Vanguard and say it was actually good this whole time. No, it is terrible. The character that it brought is never going to make up for the gameplay problems that it had. Not to mention they were still stuck with operators, even though I do think adding the Dark Ether entities actually helped alleviate that a little at least. But overall, as bad as the game was, it actually felt like zombies to me. And that's something that Cold War can't say it did. And this is exactly what Black Ops 6 needs to do. I mean, obviously they could just look to anything before Cold War, look at Black Ops 4, 3, 2, any of those and just take notes from that. But if they're stuck in modern zombies, I mean, at least look to Vanguard. But the real point of why I'm making this video is to show to you guys that it still can be done. Like, they could still make a zombies mode feel like zombies, separate from the rest of the game. Treyarch still has the ability to do that. But for some reason, they're not.